I should really make a command for the coming back thing. It's okay. The audio fading in and out from this one guy, it was just a sign of things going awry, things going wrong. Clearly, definitely, 100%. Well, back to this.
How could I ever have doubted you? If you hadn't stuck to your guns and kept sending those invitations, this opportunity would have passed us by.
See? I told you. All the time she'd refused in the past were all the more reason to keep inviting her. Because it turns into a big talking point. Can you imagine if you'd gone with Jillian? You'd have been lucky to get half the ticket sales you've ended up with.
Why are y'all just talking about your scummy ways?
True.
In the open.
Well, Jillian still needs to get a few more productions under her belt.
Did we hear that?
Do you have a moment, Director Mario?
Oh!
Ah, if it isn't the star of the show! We were just talking about you. Oh, and is that the legendary traveler with you? I'm guessing you're here to discuss the show with the director? Oh, you're a talented and hardworking actress, Lynette. It's no wonder you're getting such rave reviews.
Oh, stop kissing her ass.
I'll leave you artists to discuss your work in peace. Mariu, make sure you give your star performer and her friend your full attention.
I certainly will. Lynette carries the fortunes of our entire troupe on her shoulders.
That would be the higher-up. Probably the guy, the producer funding the show, who had to call the shots.
Mr. Maloney. An investor or something, I think. I've never asked him.
So, what can I do for the two of you? I'm afraid I'll have to dash soon as I'm meeting some friends from the newspaper. Otherwise, I'd love to stay longer.
Actually, now that I'm sitting here, I don't think that Jillian is the one who did it, but someone did it for Jillian. Maybe even the director, actually. Just because, like, I don't know much about Jillian, but I don't...
We heard that the original script for The Lost Puppet was quite different from the final show. I'm kind of curious to know what the protagonist was like in that version.
Well, yeah, especially if... I don't know who wrote it. Maybe it is Mario? If he's the one who wrote it, then he could feel bitter about having to change it.
Oh! Well, this is a surprise. I didn't think you'd be interested in that sort of thing.
It was Bonnie!
It's not uncommon for scripts to undergo major changes as they're being brought to the stage. But I'm afraid there's not much to tell you in this case. The protagonist has stayed the same from the beginning to end.
Bonnie wrote it just like, stop being the actress here so that we can do my part of the quest.
A mechanical puppet with a bumbling body but a sensitive soul. A stranger in time who doesn't belong. There's no doubt about it. You are the protagonist, and the protagonist is you. The success of one is the success of the other, and that's what made this show an artistic triumph.
I'm willing to bet that there was an arc that the protagonist could not fulfill in this case.
Sorry, you've lost me.
Yeah.
Can you put it in plain words?
All right then. Delving deep in the search of core truths is the job of an artist, after all. You shouldn't give your attention to early drafts of the script, Lynette. All it would do is sow confusion where you already have clarity.
I mean, to be fair, there is a point to that, but I don't think that applies in this case.
The current script is the final version because it is the best version, and your performance best brings that script to life. Why, if it weren't for you, I doubt any audience would give our show the time of day.
If it weren't for Lynette, would you have had the funding to actually go through with the show? Because of that one investor. If everyone is happy with Lynette's performance, then how do you explain this letter? Objection.
What letter? Oh my goodness!
Okay, you appear surprised. Mario's expression is hard to read, but the surprise seems genuine. Okay, not him.
Destroyed this work of art? Really?
Well, Director Mario, any idea who might have written it?
Top suspect is Jillian, but I feel like that's too obvious.
No. Who on earth would write such nonsense?
Who could have done such a thing?
Absolutely not. Without Lynette, this show would be over. Everyone's hard work would go to waste. No, there's no way that this is someone from the troupe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have gotten funding if Lynette didn't join.
Yeah, maybe Jillian could fill in for me for a while.
What? No way, out of the question. The protagonist has to be played by Lynette. Jillian can't... She's just not what the audience is looking for.
He sounds so dejected. Insight success. Suddenly changed. Mario's eyes are darting around and he's lowering his voice.
Ah, I've got it. It's a competitor. Yes, this letter must be from a competitor of ours who's trying to get under Lynette's skin. You can't lie low. That's just what they want you to do. The moment you step back from performing, they'll put their rumor mill into overdrive and drag us through the mud. They're just waiting for their chance to kick us while we're down.
A competitor? Really?
Definitely. Those lowlifes. Slander and libel are all their specialties. They drown out the truth with a flood of misinformation, and they stop at nothing once they get riled up.
Well, you sound very familiar with their methods.
There's so many of them out there. Fame always seems to attract haters, no matter what you do to try and keep everyone happy. But don't worry, I will get to the bottom of this.
I wasn't expecting to hear the word haters.
Stay strong, Lynette, and keep up the good work on stage. I have to go and meet my friends from the newspapers now, but rest assured, I'll be discussing countermeasures with them.
So, a competitor, huh?
I mean, I call bull. Yeah.
I kinda doubt it. We've dealt with those types before. Usually their goal is to steal our venue for their own show, or to cover up a scandal by planting a story to divert public attention. But at the moment, I don't think anyone's got a reason to do any of that stuff. Let alone pull a stunt like this. A threat letter is quite extreme. Besides, when I felt that evil stare, I'm pretty sure it was coming from somewhere backstage. So that rules out a lot of people. I'm actually more concerned about Mario. When I mentioned Jillian, his reaction was pretty unusual. Especially since Maloney mentioned that the initial plan was to cast Jillian as the lead.
Oh, so we did hear all of that.
Sounds like there was an original protagonist as well as an original script. I should probably go talk to her. Yep, she told me she lives in the Fleuve Sandra.
Huh. Guess they seemed kind of close then. Oh, did you hear everything just now? Don't worry about it.
What did you want?
They hate us cause they ain't us.
Hi, Apache. Thank you for the 31 months. Exactly. They just... It's because we're living that cat life. If I remember the Aristocats song, I would quote it, but I do not remember it. Imagine that I did, though. Yeah, that was a great reference. Okay, Here. Listen, in my defense, I forgot. Everybody wants to be a cat! Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Okay, yeah, everyone wants to be a cat. There it is. Found it! I found it! I found it! I got there in the end. Aha! Oh, we just walked past the mafia.
Lynette? What are you doing? You're not welcome here.
Yikes! Okay,
I've been to the Fleuve Sandra plenty of times before. This is the first I'm hearing about me not being welcome.
Things are different around here. You might be used to a crowd of bootlicking morons fawning over you wherever you go, but not down here. We know what you are.
Okay, so one of Jillian's friends. Or someone from Fusandra, maybe?
Bootlicking morons?
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. I've never met this kid before.
Gina, stop that! Go home now!
Sister?
Jillian!
No buts. How many times do I have to tell you? That had nothing to do with Lynette. If you don't leave right now, I swear I'll never invite you to one of my shows ever again!
Oh, might have been Gina.
Jillian!
Yeah, prime suspect. But I think, in the end, it's gonna go beyond finding who sent the letter, because we're gonna be looking into, Maloney. Maloney's baloney.
Just because Lady Farina speaks highly of you, it doesn't mean you're all that.
I'm
Alright.
so sorry. Gina's always been a strong-willed child. That's why I never let her visit me at work.
It's okay. I have younger siblings too, so I get it. She's in her rebellious phase, huh? If you let angsty kids get you riled up, they'll drain all your energy. So don't worry. I won't let it get to me.
Well, this situation's a little different in this case, but still, thank you. So, what brings you to the Fleuve Sandra?
Wow, just opening in on the. We came to see you.
We heard about it from Maloney. He said you were originally supposed to play the lead.
I see. It was probably, instead of choosing one or the other, it's just one leading to the other. I see, I see.
Maloney, huh? Of course he couldn't keep his mouth shut.
Is this Natalie? I'm usually not really good at picking up people's voices. But it sounds like... Right?
I'm sorry. I never mentioned it
I'm not
because
sure.
Director Mary was very clear that I mustn't let any of it affect you.
Well, you see...
What's this?
Yeah, right? That's what I thought. Voice of Serval in Star Rail. If you would need a reference in, like, mental comparison. Oh, is it Brenna Thornton? Yeah, I don't know. That was just a guess, because I'm usually really bad about guessing, and that's why I usually don't. But... You're surprised. Sounds similar. Ah, I see, I see. Oh, okay. And see, this is why I usually don't guess. And I never will again.
I don't know, who would do something like this?
If I didn't have the insight check telling me that she did seem surprised, I'd be so sus of every single person.
Don't be scared, Jillian. Just tell us what you know.
Okay, I'll try. It's true. I was originally cast as the lead in The Lost Puppet. I've worked with director Mary Yu many times before, but only in minor roles. The audiences and critics never had much to say about me. Nothing terrible, but nothing amazing either. A few months ago, Mary Yu started working on a new show, so I plucked up the courage to ask him if I could take the leading role.
Yeah, you're right.
He was hesitant, but he agreed to let me try for the part. We did a few rehearsals, everything seemed to be going okay, but then...
There's been a change of plan, Jillian. The leading role will now be played by Lynette.
Lynette? But she always turns these things down, doesn't she?
And that's why we cannot afford to waste this opportunity. Jillian, I understand how you must be feeling. But Maloney and myself have to do what's best for the production as a whole. Next time, the lead will be yours. I promise.
I was incredibly disappointed at first, but I also know full well that I don't have Lynette's star power. Without Lynette, how could we ever convince people to pay money to go and see a masked mime show?
Ask Farina to critique it, give a review, I don't know. I feel like her word still has a lot of sway over people. And it sounds like she would have really liked the original version.
And if the show was a flop with me in the leading role, how would I answer to the director and the rest of the cast?
I think you would have been fine.
Then, I got to meet you on stage and found that you're really down to earth, in a way that not many celebrities are. You were kind to everyone, and your performance wasn't bad. Whatever disappointment I had left at that point, I certainly wasn't about to take it out on you.
By wasn't bad, you mean it wasn't great either. So, I'm guessing Mariu changed the script to simplify the protagonist, make her a dumbed-down version of the mechanical puppet that I could actually play.
He did make some changes to the script, yes. Jaik, one of the other actors. He likes to collect Dr. Mariu's old drafts because he hopes to be a director himself one day. He also lives nearby. I can arrange for you to meet him at the tavern.
Makes sense. I always see him talking to Mariu. Alright, see you at the tavern then.
Actually, what was her name? Gina aside, there was that one NPC who, like, just straight up said that Lynette was bad at acting, as opposed to everyone else who's like, you're fine. You were, like, neutral. And, because, like, I don't think Farina would, like, actually, like, you know, hide that if she didn't think it was good. So, whoever that guy was also on my list of suspects.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Jillian brought me up to speed on the situation. I'm here to help however I can. Here, this is the script you're after. That's always the way with pen and paper drafts. Even the final script is full of last-minute changes by the director. There should be a cleaner copy of the original script in here somewhere. Sorry, it's all a bit mixed up. I just grabbed the whole stack of paper since I was in a rush.
No problem. Now activating search mode. I'll go through one page at a time.
Ooh, as Lynette, okay. Investigation notes. There are newspaper clippings in amongst the notes, and they're about shows of different styles. Those on the first few pages have turned yellow, which means they must be quite old. Investigation. Ooh, +5 to investigation. Interesting, interesting. Yo, that's 20! Mariu's name does appear in some earlier clippings, but mostly in articles bemoaning a series of lukewarm receptions for an experimental art form and empty seats at avant-garde play despite critical acclaim. In more recent years, there are many reports praising Mariu as a forward-thinking director, one of the greats of his era. The articles are written by a variety of authors from an eclectic range of fields. Corentin and Amaury are the most prolific authors. The official script for The Lost Puppet details how the dancing puppet protagonist is rejected by humanity, and then begins searching for the meaning of life. Okay. Alright, cool. Dirty 20. In Act 4, the protagonist loses the ability to dance due to wear and tear in her circuitry. There's a note saying some cursory movements to get the point across will suffice. The audience's focus will be on the fancy side and the extras. Thank you for the follow. Oh, 5. Dang. Let's see what differences there are between the current version of The Lost Puppet and the original script. Oof. Failed. After a quick read-through of the script, I understand the gist of the story. Shoot. Mariu's original script is littered with amendments, which are practically illegible. 12 again. Ow! Ow! No! Can't read this at all. These scripts seem to be Mariu's older works. Some photographs of the live performances are attached. Nope. Sheesh. Hopefully this doesn't come back to bite me later. Yeah, time to go and put the Fatometer in card jail. Photos from recent years show fancy venues and polished sets, but the earlier photos show much humbler venues. Don't see anything else noteworthy.
The protagonist returns to the ruins where she began and performs a dance in honor of her deceased companions. She dances until her joints have rusted stiff and mechanical parts are falling from her body. Yep, that's not something a novice could hope to pull off after just a few months of rehearsals.
The basic plot is the same. She loses the ability to dance due to wear and tear in her circuitry. But there's much more emotion behind the scene. The memory of her former companions, coming to peace with her life. The simple set and solo performance means the lead actress has to carry the whole scene herself. It's a much more demanding role than in the final script.
Frankly, I think that the original script is much better, and the original lead is the best fit.
I think succeeding that first one helped carry the conclusions here.
Jillian, shall I go tell Mariu to put you back in the leading role?
What? Are you serious? But the next show is at the
that's
Opera
perfect.
Epiclese. It's such a huge opportunity.
But not such a rare one for me, though, right?
That's different. This isn't you as part of a magic duo.
She doesn't want
it's a chance
to.
to star as the main character in a show. You'll reach whole new heights of fame.
Fame in small doses has its perks, but too much and I'll get overloaded. But if you play the lead, the fame will be yours, and I get to be free. Sounds like a win-win, don't you think?
It'll never work. There's no way Director Mariu or Maloney would ever agree to it. The set for Act 4 would need to change, as would all the marketing materials. And that would mean asking Maloney for a lot more Mora.
I have a lot of Mora.
Changing actors at the last minute is just too risky. If anything went wrong, it could bankrupt the whole troupe.
Oh no, something happened to Lynette, and her understudy has to go and do it. You're the understudy now. I don't care if she has someone else as an understudy. You're the understudy now.
Plus, Maloney's friends have already published a ton of articles saying how this is the role that Lynette was born to play. No one else can play the protagonist now. If Lynette quit the show and I took her place,
None of their future articles would have any credibility. True,
if
true.
Lynette left,
But who cares
they'd
about them?
sooner stop the whole show than let me take her place.
Stop the whole show? But all the people in the troupe, months and months of everyone's hard work would all be for nothing.
Oh boy. Well, I have a +6. It's not the worst in the world, but man, failing those checks is not helpful. Never mind. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Okay. Judging from those documents, Mariu's true intention seems to be...
You do? What is it?
all we need to do is this. I feel like I have missed out on context for me to form my own
That's a bold
idea.
plan. I'm in.
You know, it's a little crazy, but it might actually work.
No way! It's not worth taking such a huge risk just for a chance to be in the spotlight.
Jillian, you said before, whatever disappointment I had left, I wasn't about to take out on you. In other words, that disappointment is still there, but you've kept it bottled up inside. Be honest. You still hope to play the leading role, don't you?
But the thought of putting so many people out just for my sake?
They want to do this, you know?
You think they'd be put out? That's not how I see it.
Jillian, you were more dedicated than anyone during the rehearsals for the original script. We all saw how hard you worked for this role.
Yeah, everyone seems to agree on this.
And I think you know that unless we decide to make a stand here, the path we're on is only going to take us further and further from our dreams, all of us. So take it from me, you would not be putting us out. Not one bit.
Whether the plan succeeds is up to you.
You guys... Okay. Let's do it. I will play my part.
Yes! I knew you'd come around. All right, I'll let the rest of the troupe know and we'll start preparing immediately.
Wonderful. This solves everything.
Lynette's just happy she doesn't have to be in the spotlight anymore, honestly.
Wait, but what about the threat letter? Do you have any idea who sent it?
As long as we stick to the plan, I'll give up the lead role, so it won't matter anymore, right?
But surely you want to know who it's from. If they're out there and no one's keeping an eye on them, what if they come looking for you?
I doubt they will. It's supposed to be a threat, but they didn't even say what would happen if I don't
Yeah, it
meet
was
their
good enough.
demands. Plus, the handwriting is kinda childish. Doesn't look like a professional intimidator to me. Who knows? Maybe it was just a fan of yours having a moment.
A fan? Of me?
Maybe there's someone out there who really appreciates your talent. Even in the supporting roles.
Okay, even if I fail this check, it's Jinna. So yeah, I failed the check, but we know it's Jinna. I don't think there's any solid evidence.
It's getting late. We should be leaving.
Hello, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. That's. Oh god, I can't type. Ah! Oh wait, I recognize your name. You're the artist I see on Twitter. They're playing art. But yeah, welcome in. Just doing some more of the Lynette hangout. It's pretty long, but it's pretty good. So, you want to avoid spoilers, you should probably dip, but also it's been out for a bit, so it should be fine. Take a break if you need, if not, tackle on things.
Come on.
Oh, okay, I get to succeed a check for once. Notice the faint sound of sobbing in the corner as you're leaving the tavern.
I'm such an idiot.
Ooh.
Sorry for manhandling you. You looked like you were seconds away from figuring out who sent the letter, so I had to act fast.
Well, we all know it's Jinna. This is the third ending. Which is kind of crazy.
It was Gina.
Gina, I
Jillian's
can't just
sister.
say. Yeah.
Just because Lady Farina speaks
Yeah.
highly of you, it doesn't mean you're all that.
Oh, the Lynette one is really good.
I'm so sorry. Gina's always been a strong-willed child. That's why I never let her visit me at work.
Kave's mom wrote it, definitely. 100%. The endings have been, what's it called? I've only gotten 2 so far. So the other, I guess, quest line, the one following the cat. So, yeah, no, that one was really, really good. This one has been pretty interesting so far as well. Trying to figure out where the, I guess, divergence in it would be, because I've only found 3 of the endings. And one of them is, I failed to check to get that one. Oh yeah, wait, yeah, no, Kave's mom is actually in Fontaine. We've never seen her. Oh my god, I forgot about that. I just thought she was in some nebulous space where, you know, characters' parents live when they're not on screen. Farina hasn't released her official review of The Lost Puppet yet, which means Gina disobeyed her sister and secretly came to watch her at work.
I guess she must have snuck into the drinks reception and overheard our conversation with Farina.
That makes sense.
She idolizes Jillian, both as an older sister and an actress. And she watched as the dream role Jillian had been waiting to play for so long got snatched away from her by some amateur who's never acted before.
No, like, actually though, seeing Kave's hopefully with Kave with us, we can see his mom. That would be especially good. Who put my man in prison? Don't worry about it. He's just, out, at a farm upstate. No, not that.
To make matters worse, all the critics were hailing this amateur as a perfect fit for the role. And even Fontaine's former biggest star was praising her abilities. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
Oh, that's fine. She's a kid.
Like I said, getting angry at angsty teenagers is draining. Besides,
Kave is getting milk in the desert. Well, no wonder it's taking so long. The desert isn't actually the best place to find milk.
If it was my younger brother or sister and they found out I'd been treated unfairly or had an opportunity stolen from me, they'd definitely do something far worse.
Fair enough. Gina, I think, is supposed to be a teenager, yeah. They keep calling her a child. So she's probably like, maybe 15, 16 at most. Lynette, I think they're implied to be more... like, they're older, definitely. Oh, age is nebulous. The same nebulous area where I assume the parents of the characters hang out when they're not on screen. Ordered Akira and Kave through delivery. They haven't come in yet, though. Sorry, there's delays on shipping.
I was in Jillian's position once. Back when Linny and I were starting out, before we got famous, we just had to take things a day at a time. Doing our shows, slowly trying to build up our reputation. So I can understand Gina's frustration. Still, she could definitely use some pro tips on how to write a threat letter.
The one that Harden thinks for fun or the one that plays with medicine and poison? No, it's not playing with medicine and poison. It's, you know, testing medicine and poison on, people. You know, for fun. Albert's salary was cut. Yeah. The hospital towards you.
No, the way she looks at me is indignant.
Oh,
frustrated, but not malicious. Plus, she didn't even try to hide how she felt.
So the person staring is not the person who wrote the threat letter. Okay. Well, that's ominous.
Whoever was giving me that evil stare was backstage. Blending into the crowd at a drinks reception is one thing, but trying to blend in backstage, where everyone's on high alert waiting to be called on stage, would be a lot more difficult.
I'm still trying to remember who it was that said that Lynette wasn't good at acting. In the very beginning, there was that one NPC who said that, and I can't remember if they were an actor or a critic or something. No, it wasn't a critic. The critics were all being, brown-nosy. But, like... shoot. There was someone, though, and I think that's kind of top of my list now that, Gina's out of the picture. Not
We'll
out of the
find out
picture,
who it is
but,
before too long. In 2 days' time, at the
Who's a
next show,
reporter?
I think it will become
Oh.
very clear.
Well, maybe it's not them, then. They wouldn't be backstage.
On that note, guess I'll see you at the Opera House. Bye for
shoot.
now.
Hello! Welcome in, and thank you for the raid. Oh no, I can't type! Those are parentheses, not underscores! Shoot! Aha! Okay, welcome in. We're doing the Lynette story quest. Hangout quest. Hangout story questing. Yeah, thank you for the raid. Oh my god. Ara ara. There. Ha! Mobile keyboards! Oh, that's a real handicap, actually. Wait until the show. 2 days later, huh? Well, I think it's at 16. So... well, as we, chill... wow, that guy is not frozen in time. What power is he wielding? Oh. Yeah, no, he's the only guy breathing. Never mind. 2 of them are. Is it just NPCs who are unfrozen? Everyone else is? Interesting. Skipped over the day of the smuggling investigation? Yeah, that's true. I guess if we consider them happening concurrently, we could, like, assume that this is happening in the background, and then Lynette just goes to finish this herself? Possibly? Oh, right, Opera Plus. So, I guess we could also assume if we're doing this questline that, like, Linny and Chevros would have solved everything. Because, like, I have faith in them, even if they don't have all the information. Oh, thank you for the follow. Let's see what the plan is. I mean, I'm sure they would have figured something out. I mean, we don't even have Bonnie with us, so like maybe they went, oh shoot, the cat! And then they went to go and like find the cat at the cafe?
Oh, you're here. Lynette and Jillian are busy getting ready, so please come with me.
I am so ready for this plan to bamboozle everybody. Oh, Act 1.
That puppet in the middle. Is that Lynette? She's so
It's
pretty.
Jillian. It's Jillian. It's so definitely Jillian.
It's starting. Keep your voice down.
Which life the bed is before the supply minimum. Huh. Ooh. The protagonist, a dancer, has been abandoned in some ruins. She suspects it's because of a health condition with her legs, which has affected her ability to dance. But then she finds the other abandoned puppets who look just like her. Only then does she realize her illness is just a mechanical breakdown, and she is just a dancing puppet.
Wow, I thought it would be hard to follow, but in the end it was actually very clear.
Oh, yeah, Twitch can be funky. It's definitely done weird things before, pretty consistently too.
Even though her face was expressionless and she didn't speak the whole time, I felt like I could really understand how the protagonist was feeling.
Act 2, the journey. Some mechanical puppets believe in a myth. At the end of the world, there is a god of puppets who can turn puppets into human beings. And so the protagonist and her companion begin their quest. But the myth is a lie, spread by someone with nothing but contempt for puppet kind. At the end of their journey, they are kidnapped, dismantled, melted down, and abused. The protagonist helped her companions escape, but in the process became trapped under the rubble of a crumbling building. She closed her eyes and enters into a deep sleep.
Director Mariu really is a master of his craft. And so is the actress in the lead role.
I have a friend who saw the show on the opening day. They thought the critics overstated how good it was, but I gotta say, the protagonist is incredible.
People on the opening act, they missed out. Act 2 closest to
I
thunder
can't
applause.
believe it's only been a few days since the last show.
Yeah, Lynette did
Lynette's
great.
improved so much.
Definitely
Just-
Lynette.
Wow! I'm speechless. Words simply cannot do justice to the sheer excellence we witnessed from Lynette on stage today.
Your penchant for the hyperbolic strikes again, Amory. Clearly, you weren't at a loss for words when you were writing your article. I saw you hand it to the journalist. Trying to get your critique into the papers the moment the show is over, are you?
Well, you know how it is. The early critics get all the readers. Wouldn't you agree, Mariu?
Mariu probably saw through it. He probably realized.
What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Ah, the first half was a huge success. Even I could tell the acting was top tier.
My apologies, Mr. Maloney.
Oh, he
Please,
knows.
excuse me for a second.
He definitely knows.
I need to have a little talk with my actors.
Oh, very well. Hey, while you're at it, this might be a good time to talk future collaborations with Lynette.
Yeah, hopefully things, which kind of resolves things a little bit better.
Are you guys sure this is gonna work?
Oh,
What
hi,
if
Zero.
Director Mariu pushes back? We're already halfway there. We can't back out now. All we need to do is stick to the plan.
He's gonna walk in like, what are you all doing?
What is this plan that you're so intent on hiding from me, hmm?
Director Mariu, I thought you were talking to Maloney and the critics.
He was.
Korantan and Armory have both finished their articles. I went to greet them as a mere formality, but you seem to have availed yourselves of my absence during the first half to defy me. What have you done?
Save the integrity of the show.
Was that really Lynette playing the lead role?
Well done, director. You saw through our plan.
Ta-da!
Mariu hears Lynette's voice behind him. Beside her is the protagonist, but without her costume or
Director
mask.
Mariu? I was the one playing the lead role just now.
I switched costumes and masks with Jillian so that I could be the protagonist's companion and stay out of the limelight.
Lynette, why on earth would you do this?
You know my acting is amateur. The only reason I'm being seen as a pro, let alone a pioneer, is because you have critics supporting the show.
Right now there's a whole audience out there, and you have no hope of paying them all off.
If they'd seen me in the leading role during the first half, they wouldn't be expecting anything more. But what happens now that they've seen Jillian in the role? If you force me to play the lead in the second half, they'll be wondering, why is the actress suddenly giving such an underwhelming performance right at the climax of the whole story?
Or is this director not always cracked up to be? Is it because she's not good enough of an actress to play the role? Were the critics wrong?
These are just some of the questions that will be on everyone's minds during the second half. And those questions will follow them out the doors of the theater after the show ends.
You think the critics will still have any credibility then?
There's only one way for you to save your reputation. And that's to keep Jillian as the lead all the way to the end.
Absolutely not. I'd sooner announce that we're having technical difficulties and need to stop the show. If I keep Jillian as the lead for the second half, what do you think will happen in the curtain call when she takes her mask off? Everyone will see that we've changed actors. What will your fans think? They're only here because of you, and what about all the critics who support you? If we get on the wrong side of them, it'll be the death of the whole show. There'd be tickets to refund, fines to pay for breach of contract. The whole troupe's hard work would go down the drain. Don't you see how much this would cost us?
I wonder what the specific wording in the contract is. Because it's like, was it Lynette is a part of the show, or Lynette is the main lead of the show? Because Lynette is still there, just, not in the protagonist spot.
You can't just take a job on a whim, then abandon your responsibility the moment you don't feel like doing it anymore. You're playing games with other people's hopes and dreams.
Director Mariu, please. You're not being fair to Lynette.
Actually, Jillian, he's half right. I did kind of take this on a whim. But my responsibility here is making sure you get back the role that belongs to you.
And I guess part of that responsibility lies with me, considering I badgered you into accepting the job.
Well, look who finally decided to show up.
Sorry I'm a little late to the show. Work's
You
been
solved the
keeping me
case?
pretty busy lately.
I hope you solved the case.
Lenny? What do you want? Do you think you can snap your fingers and make all my problems magically disappear?
Also, I love how the entrance for him is the party select entrance, if I remember correctly.
That might be a little tricky, but instead, I could make something else magically appear.
Money. Oh, wait, no, what's this?
What's this?
A draft complaint letter, my contract, your legal fees, reimbursement for the tickets, and an advance on the penalty fee for breach of
money.
contract.
Genuine money. I think they wrapped it up a little bit later just because it took 2 days with us on the case, technically 1 day of investigating, and this is the day after that, so it might have taken them a little bit longer. I still trust that they did it, though.
Mr. Mariu, I'm stepping down from the leading role, regardless of whether you choose to cancel the rest of today's show.
If you do suffer unforeseen financial losses from this, you're free to seek damages as per the contract. And if you want to file a lawsuit, there's a draft here that you can use if you need it.
What the... I can't believe this. You're literally handing me a lawsuit against you with a straight face.
With a smile on their faces. Well, on Lenny's face.
Of course. All this Mora, it's a pittance to you, isn't it? Must be nice to have the luxury of prior success and fame. Look at us. We're huge stars. 1 minute we want to go on stage. The next we feel like backing out of the contract. But that's okay. We're famous. We can afford it. You have no respect for other people's work. You're treating other people's hopes and dreams like a big joke. You don't give a hoot how much this show means to other people. You don't even care that the whole production might have to shut down because of you.
No. They're trying to... Okay, whatever.
That's not
They'll
true.
say it, they'll say it.
I do care. And I'm under no illusion as to how much this show means to you.
Oh, Brilliant deduction there. Of course it means a lot to me. This is my show. That's the only reason I asked you to be in it in the first place.
Really? Then why do your eyes tell a different story?
Yep,
The way you look at me, it's full of contempt. Almost as if I've destroyed your work of art.
What? I would never think that.
A couple days ago, I asked some associates to do some digging for me. I was interested to know who else you invited to play the lead apart from Lynette. Surprise, surprise. Turns out that all the other famous actresses you asked either had prior commitments or weren't a good fit for the role. They all turned you down.
And I would have turned you down too, if not for an unlikely set of coincidences.
You didn't send those invitations because you were looking for a better actress than Jillian, but because your investor wanted a big name in your show, right?
Director Mariyu.
Fame was the key factor, and that was the one thing she didn't have.
To get Maloney on your side, you chose to make Jillian the understudy, and then look for an opportunity for her to take the lead.
Then Lynette actually accepted your invitation.
I bet you were torn at first, weren't you? Do you stick to the tried and tested formula? Choose Lynette, use her celebrity to get the critics on your side so that you and your investors can line your pockets?
Or do you choose Jillian, so that you and your longtime collaborator can stage the show of your dreams, the original, unedited version of The Lost Puppet?
Whether you did it because of pressure from your investors or because you were lured in by the money. Ultimately, you betrayed yourself by choosing Lynette.
Oh, I didn't. I didn't betray myself.
You mentioned prior success and fame earlier, but you're a well-known director yourself, with countless works to your name. Wouldn't that make you successful too? Or maybe, deep down, none of your current achievements really count as success to you.
Right now, you have an opportunity to send Jillian onto that stage and perform the second half as you always imagined it, faithful to your original script. Your work would be displayed for all of Fontaine to see, in its true, perfect form.
Did you say perfect?
People like it. You keep pursuing a kind of success that you don't even value, at the cost of your own artistic integrity.
Or will you act now before Maloney and the critics can protest and make your dream come true on the stage? And Jillian's dream. In fact, the dreams of the whole troupe.
The whole troupe?
Director Mariyu? Actually, most of the money Lenny brought came from us. We all chipped in.
Aww.
We've worked with you for many years now. Your troupe has been here for you all the way from the empty theaters where we first performed to the Opera House today.
Wasn't Cyril also in Farina's Story Quest? Is this that? No, it's not the same troupe. Oh, right, you're right. They split up, right, and found different things to do?
We watched as you slowly started down a path you used to despise. The path of powerful connections, drinks receptions, backdoor deals with critics, and collaborations based on fame instead of talent.
Yeah, Cyril seemed really familiar, mostly because of, like, his shirt. It's pretty unique.
But
from what I remember, anyway.
This is just a temporary measure. I did it for the good of the troupe. And besides, this is how the whole industry works. Everyone else is doing it.
Yes, we know. Back when you started, you had to bite the bullet and do these things to keep the troupe afloat. But then what happened? You began to embrace these methods more and more, becoming so reliant on them that every show you put out is overhyped by the media, and every script you write is edited to suit some celebrity's needs.
Ah, that's probably from the checks that I failed.
Surely you must have noticed what's happening. While we've been performing at bigger and bigger theaters with each show, the applause is getting quieter and quieter each night. And the criticism from people who've seen the show is growing. Maloney's friends are sycophants. They don't care if the audience is disappointed because the show doesn't live up to their glowing reviews. They praise the things they like and skirt around the things they don't.
Look, I know everyone's using the same promotional tactics, but does that really make it okay?
Well, it's just a stopgap solution. As soon as I've made enough Mora, I'll stop. Things will be different next time. I promise.
Next time, huh? Yeah. Next time, you won't use your connections. Next time, you won't pay off the critics. Next time, you'll let Julian play the lead.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. If you make some money once, you'll want to do it again, then again. Slowly but surely, you turn your back on your dreams.
If you give a mouse a cookie.
I won't turn my back on my dreams any longer, Director Mariyu. Never again.
Me neither.
Oh no. Oh dear. Can I beat this? Is this just not failable? Hopefully? 10, plus 21, plus... wait, no, this is... Wait. 13, 18, 21, 24. It's impossible to fail this one. It is genuinely impossible. Oh my god! Of course! Of course I got the one! Okay, yeah. You know what? It's a success anyway. Yay!
I had dreams too. Once.
Speaking of ones, I keep rolling this. Act 3. Amidst the rubble. An unknown period of time elapsed before a group of mechanical puppets finally cleared the rubble, freed the protagonist, and reactivated her. They told her, "You've been buried here for thousands of years. The mechanical puppets now rule the world." It turned out that the puppets who had started the uprising were none other than the protagonist's companions, whom she had rescued all those years ago. The protagonist was now revered as a hero by all of puppet kind. The mechanical puppets ask the protagonist what she wishes for, but she only wishes for one thing.
Huh. The plot here seems a little different from what the reviews said.
The protagonist wanted to return to the stage, so the puppets replaced all her parts with the latest ones available, built her a grand opera house, and summoned a huge audience.
And in the end, she forgot herself amidst the applause and cheers of her fellow puppets.
Hey, no spoilers! Huh? Wait, hang on, that's not even what's happening. The set has changed back to the one from the first act.
Oh, Cons. Please let this work out.
Oh man, my now one's gonna live there forever.
No need to be so nervous, Director Mariyu. We only told you Lynette would be quitting the show to get you to make a decision. We wanted you to believe that this show would have to end after today, no matter what you decided. But in truth, I believe that if we choose our words carefully, there's no reason we can't get Maloney to come around and keep the show going.
Lenny is he's got such good deception modifiers, you know? +8, if I remember correctly. Should keep him in touch.
You really thought this plan through. But I'm not upset about what you've done. What's worrying me now isn't how Maloney will react or whether the show will get cancelled. It's the audience. I've always thought the original script is better, but will it move them like I've always hoped? When Jillian does her curtain call, will they applaud her? What if people only came to see the show for Lynette? And because of the reviews, what if they don't really care about the show at all? It feels like I've been hiding inside my safe little castle for too long. And now I'm scared to go outside the walls and hear what people really think.
We're right here with you. We'll watch it to the end.
Act 4 admits the ruins' original script. The protagonist rejects the other puppets' offer of new parts and a grand stage built in her honor. Her only wish is to see her companions again. But she is told that they gave their lives for the revolution. Their bodies lie buried in the ruins where they first met. The protagonist returns to the ruins alone, where her journey first began. She performs one last dance before the graves of her companions. Circuitry burns out. Her parts come loose and fall from her body. She keeps dancing until her body completely shuts down. It has taken her thousands of years, but at last, she's finally found a reason for dancing.
Wow. Okay, this ending is much better.
That sounds like someone who watched both days of the show.
I love how they brought back the set from Act 1 and gave it a whole new meaning. What a fantastic twist.
Time for the curtain call. It's the moment of truth. Will the class continue after I take off the mask? I could always leave my mask on. No one would ever know.
We're still clapping. Karina! Aw, she's happy. Oh, did they look at her for approval? Oh my god.
This is what fame looks like, when it's truly deserved.
Jillian, you were amazing! Syra was tearing up when you did your final solo dance.
Well, so are you.
Really? I was so nervous. My legs felt like they turned to jelly.
What looked like an actor unsteady on her feet was in fact a poignant expression of the protagonist's frailty in her last moments. Or whatever.
Hey, Mario! What the heck was that? Why wasn't Lynette playing the lead?
Our articles are already going to press. You better have a good explanation for this.
It was my...
Hey now, it was all of our...
Hold on. The decision was mine, and mine alone. They had nothing to do with it. If you have any concerns, gentlemen, then please direct them to me.
Marry you? So it was you? Well then, I trust you'll have no objection to me pulling the plug on this production.
Now, how are we going to... Time for Act 5. Yeah, what's this next stage of our plan?
Director Mariu, Mr. Maloney, what on earth is going on?
Oh.
Why was Lynette not in the lead role? It took a lot of convincing from me for her to accept the role, and I had to turn down some big work opportunities to come and watch her performance today. You have some explaining to do.
Lenny, it was all his idea. Marry you. Explain yourself.
Wait. Blinny, as a matter of fact, this was a piece of performance art. In this play, the masks and costumes serve to obscure the differences between characters, and by extension, the difference between human and machine. We took that idea to the next level with an actor swap, blurring the lines between one performer and the next. So it's in service of the ambitious artistic goals of the production.
What?
It's, you know, it's a little too avant-garde for you to understand. It's beyond that, really. But hey, if if you don't have the artistic intuition to comprehend what was going on, then...
It's similar to deceiving the audience in a magic show. We employed this technique as a means of breaking the fourth wall. It allows the audience to more intuitively understand the cognitive dissonance felt by the protagonist as a machine trying to reconcile the notion of her humanity. The audience's experience mirrors the protagonist's own confusion and becomes part of the artistic performance itself.
Hold up. What is this nonsense?
Oh, I see. Well, bravo, Director Mariu. You even had me fooled.
That's probably more because you just don't really understand avant-garde art very well. Right?
Yes! They're making that implication right now so that if they agreed, then they wouldn't understand. They just wouldn't get it, and they can't have that on their reputations.
Maybe so, maybe so.
Let's
Well,
go.
perhaps it went over my head, but I'm sure our experts here saw the whole thing coming a mile away.
Of course. We knew what was going on the whole time. Amazing. Put an incredible spin on things.
You must have worked it out by the end of the first half, surely. Mr. Amory, I just heard that you managed to write your review after just the first 2 acts.
I'm sure that will help Director Mariu by setting future audiences up for the surprise twist at the end. It truly elevates the artistic expression beyond the pedantic expectations of the common audience member.
Yes, you're right. Director Mariu and I are old friends. You should have said something. Then I could have played along even better.
Yeah, you knew what was happening the whole time.
Yes, well,
So
to
did you.
deceive the audience, you must first deceive your closest companions. I have to give credit to Lynette and her experience in performing magic. That's what inspired me to take my art to the next level.
Everyone is just bluffing so hard right now.
You mean your show was partly inspired by Lynette's background in magic? Well, in that case, I'll have to plug it to everyone I know.
Unfortunately, I think Mr. Maloney is going to cancel the show.
Wow, what a party pooper. Dang, a buzzkill.
Cancel the show? Mr. Maloney, is this true?
While I accept that deceiving the audience in the manner you did certainly has artistic merit, this is not a magic show, and we don't want our audience demanding their money back.
A very valid criticism, and one that I humbly accept. If that happens, we're prepared to reimburse and apologize to any audience members who weren't satisfied with the experience.
But based on their reaction today, I think that what most people want to see is an excellent piece of theater and not celebrity cameos. Or cateos, even.
Plus, it looks like Jillian is better than me at delivering the excellence people want to see. I'm sure audiences will be very happy with the show if she's allowed to stay in the leading role.
Some reviews have said that Lynette gave the performance of the year. Wouldn't you say Jillian's was the performance of a lifetime?
Maloney, I believe there should still be time to tweak my article. From the look on Lynette's face, I think she's being sincere.
Oh, one other thing. We managed to get a meeting with Lady Farina earlier. All thanks to the Traveler's reputation, of course. Anyway, she agreed to write a review focusing on Jillian's performance and the quality of the show as a whole. She promised to give her honest opinion. And I'm sure today's audience will be discussing her performance too. There's sure to be a variety of opinions.
But what about you, Mr. Quarantine? How would you rate this show?
Oh, I mean, art at its finest.
This is so great.
Clearly.
This is so awesome.
But I'll have to give it some thought before I decide exactly what to write.
Aw, is it beyond your level of understanding?
Oh, of course. Always good to put some thought into these things. Especially now, with a growing range of voices out there. I imagine competition for readers becomes more fierce when everyone's discussing the topic.
So you're forcing them to put it out even faster, so that... Oh my god, that's awesome.
Quarantine, Amory,
Quarantine.
let's go.
Sourface Maloney leaves, the critics in tow. That was funny. That was really funny. He got played. But you know what? I'll talk to them.
Do you think this move needs jazzing up a little?
You like jazz?
Not jazzing up, per se. I was thinking more like break it down, you know?
Gina? You snuck in? When? I thought I told you no visiting me at work.
I'm sorry, Jillian, but I had to come.
Oh, she's gonna complain. Fair enough.
Thank you both so much. Without the two of you, who knows how much further down that cynical path I would have gone. I always told myself that once I'd made enough Mora, I'd get back to doing what I loved. But somewhere along the way, I started to lose sight of what that was. Just like those critics with their dishonest reviews, I became all about the trappings of success, at the expense of the art itself.
At least you came to your senses, and you've got an amazing group of talented people behind you.
You're right. Yes, I'm a very lucky man. Anyway, enough about my problems. What are we going to do about the threat letter that Lynette received?
We're good.
I've been looking into it a lot
Mary,
over
it
the
was
past couple
fine.
of days, but it doesn't seem like it was one of our competitors after all.
Ah, yes, about that.
Lynette, do you have a moment?
Wait, you're Jillian's sister, right?
I'm sorry. Gina insisted on coming to see Lynette. I couldn't stop her.
Lynette, I'm sorry!
Lynette just shot me a glance. I think she's unsure which mode to use in this situation. I mean, I might as well try. If I ever get the chance, I can't fail this. 1. Oh, this is where I get the 20. Okay, sure, fine. Fine, I see how it is.
Yeah, me neither.
Wait, but...
Oh, do you mean when we ran into you at the Fleuve Sandra? And you said some mean things to me? As I recall, you were only trying to look out for your sister. It was just a few words spoken in anger. Don't worry. Whatever it was you said, I've already forgotten.
Oh.
Picking up what we're putting down? Yep.
I see. Well, it sounds like Gina knows what she did was wrong. Owning up to your mistakes and committing to do better in the future is what counts.
I understand that feeling of wanting to stand up for your family when they're being mistreated. Really, I do. But next time, maybe consider a different tactic? Something you can pull off more effectively, and without arousing suspicion.
Okay. No.
Got it. Thank you, Lynette.
Don't get caught next time. Ah, dang it, Lynette.
Why do I feel like I'm missing something here?
Hey, here you are. I was wondering where you'd all run off to.
Great! Everyone's in one place. That makes this so much easier.
Group photo?
What do you think? It's
thought so.
group photo time! We have to commemorate the debut of the Lost Puppet Director's Edition. Okay, everyone, we all have pretty awkward smiles on our faces in the photo from Hotel de Boer, so this time, no forced smiles allowed.
Oh, am I really not allowed to force a smile? I'll try, I suppose. I think I can manage.
Lynette, Traveler, come on! You two should be right in the middle.
I didn't even act in this show.
3, 2, 1, smile!
I wasn't even in the crew. Aw, everyone is she's smiling and looking at the traveler. That's cute. That's very cute. Gina's there like, why am I here? My line of sight was a little off. It's fine as long as your smile is genuine. Aww. That's cute. Okay. I thought I'd be able to finish it if I went over. I still have 2 endings. I think I will finish this next time. I severely, overestimated my abilities or underestimated the quest. Or both. Probably both. So. One ending is very short, fair enough. But, it should be okay, because I'm gonna be starting the next jet quest anyways, and that'll probably take a couple. So. Yeah, this hangout is like a couple of story quests in one. It's kind of awesome, actually. I am down for this. I don't know, I feel like it gives the characters more room to, like, do things, and it makes for more interesting, like, quest diversity, too. Because, like, we got 2 entire separate branches here, which have their own things going, and I think it's pretty neat. I'm also gonna pretend that both of those happen at the same, like, they both happen. Because I can't live in a world where the animals continue to be abused. I can't. They both happen. So. Let me see who is streaming right now. Imitation craft. Hangouts have stopped being dates and become more like story quests. That's true, actually. Huh. Yeah, now that you mention it. Roll a d20 to see if both can I'll roll a d20! I'm gonna take my dice out of dice jail. I don't know if that's a good idea. The answer was, I shouldn't have taken the dice out of dice jail. I just rolled a 1. I actually just rolled a 1. Oh, you're right. I should use the photometer. Yeah, that's a good idea. The dice one didn't count. The dice one did not count. Hold on. You're right. There's an in-game one. Definitely use this one. I can't use it here. That's illegal. Gambling is illegal. We go back in here. Back into jail. I should have grabbed the dice that I have in my bag that I carry around with me, because those dice are nicer to me. Those are the ones that I bought because I rolled a nat 20 on the day that I got it. Okay. Photometer. Alright. 11! It happened! Just with difficulty. I'm just gonna ignore the fact that I rolled a nat 1 and then 2 more 1s, technically. I'm just gonna ignore that one. So it's fine. It's fine. But what if it's eating all of my bad luck, right? What if... I don't have enough. What if it just ate all of my bad luck? What if I could get it immediately, despite the fact that I'm only at like 11 or so rolls, right? DC 15, I don't believe you. It's a death save, DC 10 and above. Altering the timeline requires at least a 14. No, that's the deck of many. So, you know what? Speaking of D&D, I could send you guys over to one of my D&D cohorts who is also streaming right now. Who is playing Baldur's Gate 3, which is basically just D&D but video game. If anyone has arachnophobia though, here's your warning. I believe he is in the arachnid section. So I do want to give you a fair warning. I know people who have bad arachnophobia, and yeah, they're very arachnidy. So I'm going to start that raid. Muhaha. What those webs doing? Keeping you standing, obviously. Yeah, there is a section. Yeah, of course, that's why I'm giving the warning. So, to be fair, he's nearly done with that area, but at the same time, like, totally understandable if you want to dip and not see that. So, yeah. No need to apologize. I totally understand. There's a reason that there are, arachnophobia mods out there that turn them into, like, other creatures, like dogs and stuff. There's a reason that that's there. Totally understandable. But yeah, so sending y'all his way. He plays the rogue in my D&D campaign, who is clambering around and hanging out in, on top of roofs. And the guards can never find him. Sometimes we can't find him. Oh shoot, Nep, hello! Sorry, you caught me right, as we're raiding. Yahaha? Yahaha! You found me. But yeah, thank y'all for hanging out. I forgot I didn't do the closing. I'll be back on Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. Yeah, fun pizza. I'll be back on- oh shoot. I'll be back on Wednesday for finishing up the Lynette's hangout and also starting the jet quest, probably. Yeah, so see y'all then, I guess. Take care. I believe that is all for today. Thank y'all for hanging out for this longer than normal stream. Take care, bye-bye!